Michigan with the Macintoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the Macintoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Pro football season's here, and pro roofers save valuable time with Beacon Pro Plus. Beacon Pro Plus works 24/7 for material ordering, order history, and automated promotion tracking, so you can get your favorite GAF roofing products even when working remotely. And now, order on Beacon Pro Plus and get a $175 gift card and Pro Football Getaway. Gear up and raise your game with Beacon Pro Plus today. Build, score, and win at BECN.com.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. A lawsuit has been filed against Uber 5 years after driver Jason Dalton killed 6 people and injured. Matt Mellon was a passenger of Dalton's who says he was driving erratically, running red lights and sideswiping another vehicle when Mellon bailed out of the car. Court documents show he tried to call Uber for more than an hour since the company has an incident response team on call 24 hours a day to deactivate drivers who threaten another's safety. Dalton went on a shooting spree, and Mellon believes Uber stopped him. Dalton is serving life in prison. Former Detroit Police Chief James Craig is expected to officially kick off his run for governor this morning. Charlie Langton spoke with him one-on-one to get a feel for his stance on current events.
I reject our government saying if you don't have employees fully vaccinated, then that's a problem. That's government overreach.
Craig is supposed to kick off his run on Belle Isle in Detroit, followed by stops in Flint and Grand Rapids. A West Michigan woman is lucky passed out during a fire at her home Saturday night in Cascade Township, southeast of Grand Rapids. Fire Chief Adam Magers was first on the scene, and he opened the front door and heard a faint cough. Even though he didn't have on his fire-resistant gear, Magers battled through the fire and smoke to the second floor and pulled the 20-year-old woman out of the home. For smoke inhalation, the home was heavily damaged, which may have been caused by a candle left unattended. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 910. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW forecast. For today, we'll look for a chance of scattered showers and storms on your partly sunny skies with a high near 84. Winds will be breezy out of the south-southwest at around 5 to 20, gusting up to 30. And then for later on tonight, shower and storm chances continue mainly before midnight, otherwise cloudy, lows around 58. For your Wednesday, and a high in the mid-70s. For Thursday, blue skies and sunshine, highs around 79 with isolated showers late on Friday. I'm meteorologist Derek Dolman with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 67.
Now, radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you. Welcome back. The Art Lewis Show for a Tuesday morning here on WSGW. Delighted to be with you. We'll have open phones later on in the entire 10 o'clock hour. At 11, we'll focus on Rocket Grab Plus. Tell you some of the great deals that are available for you. But we're going to start this hour out talking about Bay City. And we're going to do that with the Bay City manager. We say good morning to Dana Muscott. Dana, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're doing well, thanks. Glad to have you with us this morning. And let me shut off my iPad here. It's talking to me for some reason. Just updated. I know why. Anyway, so there's actually economically, from economic development standpoint, some really good news for Bay County. The question is, how will that impact Bay City? We have... let me see. We have the one company is SK Siltron,
Yep.
a $300 million investment, and our friends at Michigan Sugar are putting $80 million in their plant. How is all this going to impact the city?
Well, it's an absolutely wonderful thing to have these happening within our county, but also, in our region, because we look at it of residents here that will be employed in these big industries. People who will come to these companies will spend their money in our area. So it's a huge economic boom for our city. And we're pretty excited for Michigan Sugar and for Siltron as well. It's a great addition to our community.
The Siltron plant, they make wafers, silicon wafers for what are going to be used, they say, in electric vehicles, which is, everyone seems to think it's the future of the automobile. It's certainly looking that way, except they can't get the chips to make cars today, leave alone chips for tomorrow. And then that's had some impact on everybody, hasn't it?
It really has. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about that expansion for that company and just what they're making. So we are, we're happy that they're doing that. And the other good part too, and I know I touched a little bit about this, about the jobs. I mean, they're bringing in like 150 high-paying, skilled jobs into Bay County. So that anytime we see that as a buzzword, that's a great thing.
Now, you say that in a really unique way, and it's probably true. They're bringing in 150 high-paying, skilled jobs. So that adds to the residency. How does it help current people in the county? I mean, are there jobs available for them if they don't have that high skill level?
Yeah, and when I say that, I meant like they're creating those jobs. So so there's people that obviously in this area, we have very talented people in our city and county and region that, that they might attract to their company.
How does the city go about doing it? Is there an economic development group within the city, or is it left to the county to do economic development?
No, we actually have our own economic development department. We have two individuals that work in that department, and they work with Bay Future, who represents the whole county. And I have a dual team here that we work with, another company, but we have some great staff here that attract and go out and look for companies if they're interested in coming to the city.
So let me ask you this, Dana. If let's say, out of 150 new employees, 100 of them are brought into the area.
Yeah.
Has Bay City got the housing stock to support that?
Well, we do, actually. I mean, we have, homes for sale in the city, but we also have so much development on our riverfront, and I'm sure, what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Uptown. Yeah, uptown development, and we have those apartments and townhomes are going to be available. They're working feverishly every day to get it done before the weather sets in. So we absolutely welcome them to come to our community. We have the housing available for them.
Speaking of that uptown project, any idea when that exit ramp is going to be open into the project off of the bridge?
We're hoping soon.
She's laughing.
We're hoping soon. I think he's trying to finish up a few little things within the development himself before we start opening traffic to go through there, because it's still a construction zone. So we're going to finish up a few of those things and get that open.
Is there a timeline at all?
No, we haven't heard yet. I know that, he was waiting on some things. Obviously, things are back ordered and nation right now. So I know he's busy trying to get that done. So.
The project is nearing completion, though, isn't it? I mean, it's fairly close.
It is fairly close. Yeah, I noticed this morning that some of the blue siding on top of the big building is getting covered up finally. So I know that they're getting close to getting that ready to rent and get businesses on the ground floor.
After this is done, is there another phase of that project? Or is there is?
Well, he doesn't have an established phase yet, but there's still area for him to develop in. And we all know Mr. Shaheen, and I'm sure his wheels are turning already. So we're pretty excited for him to continue on that piece of property.
Yeah, I think Sam and Pete are probably already looking at it without much doubt.
Yeah.
But just in putting it in perspective, what did that project mean to Bay City?
Oh boy. What a blessing, right? For those two to come in and take that piece of property that was just a blighted piece of property that sat for years and years, and the jobs that it's created, the homes, that sit on it. And it's just such a beautiful little community within our community, right? I mean, there's so many restaurants and just great places to go in there. So everybody always refers to it when they'll say, oh, we came in, what was that place called? Just south of downtown. And so everybody really recognizes that area.
What impact has it had on downtown?
I don't think it has hurt them at all. I think they complement each other. I feel like if people come into town, they see both sides and they visit the shops on both sides. We welcome competition, right? I feel like you put in another business, they're gonna come to your business as well. So I think downtown has really appreciated them, and we're connecting the two with the Riverwalk too, so we can get people moving back and forth between the two developments.
Downtown still thriving?
Oh, it is so busy, Art. I mean, even, on a Monday night, last night, there was a wait at some of the restaurants downtown last night. So we know that people are still coming out and the shops are open, and yeah, they're very busy.
How long will some of the streets remain closed?
Yeah, we're going to keep some of those closed right up till November, and that's just weather permitting. We have a few of them that we're going to open back up in a couple weeks. On 3rd Street, we're going to open that one back up, and then on Adams Street as well. But the rest of them, weather permitting, we're going to keep them like that till November.
All right, hang on. I have to take a break. We'll come back. Okay. We're talking to Dana Muscott. She is the city manager for Bay City. And let me take a moment to talk about who I do business with, because I'm asked all the time, who do I do business with? Well, I'm going to tell you about my insurance agent. His name is Tom Sereski, and he's been my insurance agent for quite some time. I've been an Allstate customer, Allstate Insurance, since back in the 70s, 1974. Not only am I happy with the company because they've always been there for me when I needed them, most important, though, is my relationship with Tom. Tom and his staff are knowledgeable. And the thing I like about them most is they're good listeners. They don't just lay something on the table to sell you something. They want to make it fit for what you need. They provide me with the advice and the plans I need to fit my situation. That's exactly what they'll do for you. They can protect your home, your auto, motorcycle, RV, boat, motorhome, rental property. Maybe you have a classic car. Tom can protect that too. In addition, Tom can provide specialty insurance for event coverage like weddings, and pet insurance has become a big thing. Find out about it for your cat or your dog. Tom Sereski, the Sereski Agency, serving the business community too with Allstate's supplemental health benefits. Do as I do, shop locally with the business you trust, and I trust Tom Sereski for all my insurance needs. Visit his agency on Tittabawassee Road, just west of the tracks in Saginaw Township, or call Tom at 989-497-0300, 497-0300 for all your insurance needs. And please tell him that Art Lewis sent you. You're in good hands with Allstate and even better hands with the Sereski Agency. We'll be back with Dana Muscott after these notes.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance. Term provider, and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458, 800-481-1458, or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice, be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report. You were likely paying more for things last month, though the increases appear to be moderating. The Consumer Price Index rose 0.3% in August. Prices in the year ending in August were up 5.3%. Excluding food and energy, prices were up just 0.1% in August and up 4% over the past year. Modest increases were anticipated in August, but the numbers were even weaker than estimated. Economists have speculated that the emergence of the Delta variant of COVID certainty that has tempered inflation recently. Kroger and Instacart will be working together to deliver your supermarket order to you in as little as 30 minutes. The service has a $2.99 express delivery charge, and there's a $10 minimum. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
What's the room again?
1240, down at the end.
Ooh, what's that? Sammy, don't touch that. That's someone's old food.
Here we are. Do you have the key?
You have both of ours.
Oh, right. Not working.
Rub it.
Come on.
Try flipping it over.
Seriously. Why can't we go inside?
Yours.
You have mine.
All right.
What?
Please, if you
Dad,
could just...
why aren't you opening the door?
Can everyone just shut the...
Don't go there. Go on a real vacation. Go RVing. Learn more at GoRVing.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Parents, do you want your child's shoes to fit perfectly? Then you need to get your kids Skechers Stretch Fit shoes, because Skechers Stretch Fit shoes are so comfortable, easily slip on and fit almost like a sock. Your child is constantly moving and constantly growing, so they need a shoe that moves with them. And Skechers Stretch Fit's soft, stretchable material contours to their busy feet. It's a perfect fit. And not only do they fit like a dream, they perform like one too. Skechers Stretch Fit keeps your child's feet comfortable all day long. With Skechers' exclusive air-cooled memory foam and a breathable Stretch Fit knit, your child will be cool and comfy whether playing, studying, or just hanging out. Plus, you'll love just how durable they are. Stretch Fit is designed to take everything your child can throw at them, and if they get dirty, just pop them in the washing machine. It's that easy. Perfect comfort that adjusts to them with Skechers Stretch Fit shoes. Find them at a Skechers store near you, Skechers.com, or wherever kids' shoes are sold.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken on the hot seat. And my McGurkin detector is blown up.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
And we are back with you on the Art Lewis Show. We're chatting with the Bay City manager, Dana Muscott. Dana, what would a conversation about Bay City be without the mention of the word bridges?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Everybody brings that word up.
So when is the start date on the Liberty Bridge?
It is starting soon. We have our lease agreement is signed. It went into effect on September 1st. And I know that United Bridge Partners are busy getting bids right now. They wanted to get started before the weather steps in, so we should start seeing some or two.
Explain something to us. You mentioned the fact the lease agreement went into effect September 1st.
Yeah.
Technically, does the city still own the bridges?
We do. So in the beginning, we talked about selling the bridges. And then we found out that we were not able to do that through the Federal Highway Administration because of some funding that took place, 40, 50 years ago.
Oh, wow.
So it's restrained outright. So now we're doing a 75-year lease with United Bridge Partners.
So out of curiosity, this is an interesting scenario. My mind works in strange ways sometimes. Bridge Partners is going to build a new Independence Bridge, and the old one will be removed.
Yeah.
Is that under the same constraints then? Because it's a new bridge, even though it's a new bridge?
It is. We are going to have a lease with them on that as well. That's going to be a separate lease agreement that we're working on right now. Same mechanism that we're using for Liberty Bridge.
Yet there wouldn't be any federal funding in that bridge from 50 years ago.
Well, they did have some funding that came in from the federal government over the years, and I believe it was for, maybe some maintenance, maybe some property that was owned by the federal government in that area. It was a surprise to us as well as we were going along in the process, so we had to just put our heads together and do it a different way.
And the question, anytime we talk about these bridges, the question of tolls invariably comes up. 2025, I think, is the estimated start for that.
Correct. Yes, correct.
And how is that going to impact the people that use that bridge every day?
Well, if you're Bay City residents, it will be free for some time, but it will be about $15 to cross over the bridge if you get a monthly pass, which I recommend to everybody. It's the cheaper way to go than, paying every time you go over. There will not be someone collecting tolls on the bridges. It's going to be camera operated, and if you go over and you don't have a transponder like you do when you're in Florida or traveling the turnpike, then you will get a bill in the mail. It just goes basically off of your license plate.
And from what I understand, if you're an Easy Pass holder, which is what we use on the turnpikes in the east, that will work on the bridge, from what I understand. Is that correct? Do you know?
Well, I don't know that. I haven't heard that yet. I'm assuming that it'll work out that way because United Bridge Partners owns bridges elsewhere, and they're on that same system, so that would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense to have that transponder. It makes life a lot easier, and it also makes the tolls cheaper.
Yes,
so
sure does.
There is a plus to all of that. One other topic I want to bring up this morning. Everyone is suffering with labor shortages. There are hiring signs everywhere. Let's start with the city. Has it impacted the city's hiring at all?
It is impacting us tremendously. We are continually putting posts out. I mean, we're almost begging people to come and work for us right now. This summer was really hard for us because we didn't have people to cut grass and, collect trash, or even all those things that we don't think about. And we just didn't have people applying. And like I said, we've been trying everything to get people to come in, and we started posting again yesterday, just, come be part of our team. We need help. And, it's not just us, it's everybody in the city, but people are upset because the grass isn't being cut soon enough, in some of the parks. We just don't have the manpower to do it this year.
I know a lot of us, including myself, were hoping that when the supplemental unemployment insurance went away, people would be forced to come out and find work.
Yeah.
But apparently the statistics across the country don't support that.
No.
But have you seen any increase in interest at all?
No, we have not. We have not. We keep waiting, from even the temp agencies that we're doing work with, they don't even have people to send us anymore. So it's just a struggle everywhere, and it's just disappointing that we just don't have people. Everybody always used to want to come and work for the city. It was the place to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just not getting the interest anymore.
Do you have any idea what the answer to that problem is?
I don't. I mean, we just keep putting our heads together and, some incentives to get people to come here. And it's just, everybody's doing the same thing we are. So, we're competing with each other out there right now.
All you have to do is walk around and look at the help wanted signs.
Yeah.
Now hiring everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely everywhere. And that has impact on the hospitality industry in particular, the restaurants.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the restaurants have to close at times when they wouldn't normally be closed.
Yeah, we see that here quite a bit in Bay City, or they choose a couple days during the week to even be closed, or they don't open till 4:00 in the afternoon, something we've never had before in the city. So it is impacting the hospitality.
All right, so let's end on a positive note here. How are things in Bay City overall?
They are good. I mean, I have our concerts. We had so many people come. Our Wednesday night free concerts, there wasn't a spot to be had on the grass down in the pavilion area. Just lots of excitement around. We had the Country Fest this past weekend. Just a lot of people coming and enjoying the outdoors and doing a river walk and, shopping. Just lots of stuff to do, but it's been great.
All right. Well, Dana, look, thanks much, as always, for
Yes,
spending some time with us this morning, and we'll do her again down the road.
Perfect. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye now.
All right. Bye-bye.
Dana Muscott, she is the city manager of Bay City, and we thank her for joining us here on the Art Lewis Show for this Tuesday morning. From here on out till 11 o'clock, it's open phones, whatever you'd like to chat about. I have a number of things to bring up, and we will do that after some notes, and we'll start out with one of those notes right now, talking about my friends at Thalen Honda. As you know, many car dealers are advertising, you've heard the phrase, buy it now, and when it comes in, you can take delivery. In other words, you're buying it on the come. They've ordered the vehicle. Eventually, it's going to get to them, but you can buy it off their order list, but you have to wait for it, and who knows how long that'll take. Well, Thalen Honda has some new vehicles on the ground ready for delivery right now during Honda's summer sales event. That's right. You buy it today, you drive it today. And to sweeten the pot, there's 0% financing on select 2021 and 2022 models. Terms and conditions apply. In addition, the 2021 Honda CR-V, Passport, and Odyssey were named Best Car for the Money by U.S. News and World Reports. And 6 2021 Honda models received the IIHS Top Safety Rating. Thalen Honda has vehicles on the ground, new and used, ready for you. They have a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles, if that's what you're interested in. Step up and upgrade your vehicle. Thalen Honda, North Euclid Avenue in Bay City. Look over their inventory, or you can go online to thinkthalen.com and take a look online. Then test drive the vehicle of your choice, sit down with a Thalen Honda representative, make the deal, and drive it away. Thalen family in their third generation of ownership, serving your automotive needs for 44 years. Thalen Honda. We'll be back with more and open phones on the Art Lewis Show.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today. These steps, you'll see how much you could save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
Oh, wow. I love what you've done to your kitchen. Thanks. We did new countertops and a new sink and faucet. Oh, it looks great. Did you do all the work yourself? Oh, no. We worked with the remodeling department at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning. They helped us select the right choice for us from their wide selection of countertop material, and we love it. We shopped around, too. Reamer had the best selection and the best pricing. So, what's your next project? Well, since we love our new kitchen, we plan to do the bathroom next. Oh, wow. This time, we'll go straight to Reamer. You should see all bathroom.
Visit the showroom at Reamer Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning to see countertop displays of Cambria quartz and Corian, kitchen sinks made of Corian, stainless steel, quartz, swanstone, and cast iron, plus a large display of kitchen faucets from several manufacturers. One is perfect for your lifestyle and budget. Shop local. Shop Reamer. Go to reamerplumbing.com.
Anyway you spell it, Reamer means quality.
Pride doesn't just appear out of nowhere. Like a healthy plant, a trusted relationship, or a successful business. It begins as a seed and grows. Excuse me. What are you doing? I'm telling farmers about Dairyland Seed Pride. What to do is tell them about how we're bringing the yield. But what about our history and people? Still the best and still proud of it. But now we have our strongest lineup ever of top performers in independent trials all across the Midwest. So I guess I don't have to use my passionate sincerity voice anymore. Please don't. Just shut up and yield. Yep, just like that. See how our top-performing corn, soybean, silage, and alfalfa seeds bring the yield in your region's soils at dairylandseed.com.
When the forgotten poor are in need of healing, they wait for a ship unlike any other. Mercy Ships, a floating hospital staffed by volunteers, heroes of mercy who donate their time to save lives.
Every human has the right to have a place at the table of the human race.
If you could just say
you get when lives have been changed, then it would make it all worth it.
To learn more about Heroes of Mercy, go to mercyships.org.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Open phones, our numbers, 752-6111. Toll free in the state of Michigan is 866-790 WSGW. And outside the state of Michigan, you can call 989-752-6111. And most carriers are not showing or not requiring roaming charges, long distance fees, and all that good stuff. So we'd love to chat with you about whatever's on your mind. I want to spend just a moment here talking about, the auto industry's got enough problems with chip shortages and trying to make new cars. Now there is an issue with used vehicles, pre-owned vehicles, because of the recent and current flooding in the Southwest and parts of the East. A number of flood-damaged vehicles are making their way into the marketplace unannounced. Now, flood-damaged vehicles theoretically should carry special titles that indicate they were damaged and then indicate when they were rehabbed and rebuilt, so that you know you're getting a vehicle that was damaged and looked after. But that's not happening. Listen, there are always those who want to take your money and run. So there are things to look for. According to Carfax, they suggest that when you buy a pre-owned vehicle, you look for flood damage. And here are some of the indicators, not all, but some. Obviously, a musty odor in the interior, which sellers sometimes try and cover up with a strong air freshener. That would be a hint that you might want to check it out. Upholstery or carpeting that may be loose, new, or stained, or doesn't seem to match the rest of the interior. Damp carpets, obviously. Rust around the doors, under the dashboard, on the pedals, or inside the hood and trunk latches are an indication. Mud or silt in the glove compartment or under the seats. Brittle wires under the dashboard because they dry out. Fog or moisture beads in the interior lights, exterior lights, or instrument panels. And the best thing you can do if you're going to buy a pre-owned vehicle, take it to a trusted mechanic and have them look it over. And lastly, according to Carfax, if the price is too good to be true, particularly in this day and age where used vehicles are going for high prices, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Just some rough notes on avoiding getting taken with those flooded cars. Paul's in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. I got two issues. Since you're talking about vehicles, I don't know if you're aware of this, but between Genesee County and Saginaw County, on the east side of I-75, there are acres and acres of pickup trucks.
Yep.
Have you seen them?
Yeah, they're stored there waiting for chips.
Are they new or used?
New.
Okay.
Manufacturers like General Motors and Ford are stashing vehicles everywhere they can because they're producing them, but they don't have the chips to finish them. As a matter of fact, Ford has announced a plan to ship some of those vehicles to dealers for storage, but the dealers can't sell them. They have to maintain them on their lots, but they can't sell them. So it's, this is the problem with not having enough chips to get these vehicles on the road. They're building them, but they can't sell them.
Wow.
So they're stored there.
Okay. Issue number 2. Last night I was talking on the phone with my Philippine pen pal over there in Cebu Island in the Philippines. And she was telling me that the country is back in lockdown and they're all under house arrest, so to speak, because the pandemic has come back and has even worsened. And she says she believes it's because people live in close proximity to each other, one house on top of the other.
Well, the reality is that the Delta variant has come back everywhere. I mean,
Right.
we're not stacked up like that in the United States and Texas and places like that, but yet there it is. So, I mean, it may be that they're more prevalent to it, but it certainly has reared its ugly head everywhere.
Right.
I mean, I feel sorry for her, but it's not unusual, unfortunately. Now, the lockdown is,
poverty.
and they have a lot of poverty and a lot of shanty towns and things of that nature.
Right. But she said it's bad over there.
No,
right
but listen, it's bad there, it's bad everywhere.
now. Right.
Who knows what the end result is going to be? So
Right.
time will tell.
That's all I had.
All right, Paul. Thanks. Have a great one.
Okay.
Bye now.
You too.
All right, lines are open for you. No, listen, this COVID and we were told early on that these kinds of viruses mutate and find ways to defeat the treatments. This certainly has. This one is. It's been scary to watch it mutate because every time you think you've got it under control, all of a sudden, here comes the Delta variant. Now there's another one, and I forgot the name of it now. Not the New Zealand variant, but there's another new variant now that's coming along, and each one is slightly different than the previous one. Supposedly, the vaccines will offer some protection to the variants. You might still get it, but you might not be as sick. You might not get hospitalized because if you talk to the hospitals around the country, most of the hospitalizations, the overwhelming majority of hospitalizations are from unvaccinated people. Yeah, it's true that some vaccinated people have caught the virus and been able to pass it on. But as a percentage of the total, it's very, very small. You are better protected with the vaccine. And again, I will say this forever. I am not a doctor. I am not your doctor. I don't know your medical history, your reaction to vaccines. I am not here telling you must do it. What I'm telling you is I support getting vaccinated. And I think if you can, you should. But again, that's your choice between you and your doctor, not between you and your radio talk show host or you and your politician. They're not the medical experts. Your doctor is your medical expert. And that's where I would go to discuss my vaccine. A break, and then we will come back and talk to Mark in Mount Pleasant. Let me remind you, our show is sponsored by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, located inside The Point in Saginaw. The Point is the former ISD building, which Linda purchased a number of years ago. Beautiful, beautiful building. And inside now you will find Cafe 476, your new coffee stop, with a great view out the back window. You can watch the animals, and while you enjoy espresso, coffee, tea, bubbles, lemonades, frozen yogurt, and smoothies, including my smoothie. I actually have a smoothie on the menu there. It's called the Art Lewis smoothie. It's chocolate, banana, and pineapple. And is it ever good? Delicious baked goods made fresh and local. Donuts, pastries, danishes, just to name a few. And they add food items daily to their line, like their cherry almond chicken salad croissant. So make sure to like them on Facebook and to get updates on all the new menu items. Stop by the new Cafe 476 in the Point, where M46 and M47 meet off Gratiot in Saginaw. And for all your residential and commercial real estate needs, don't forget to give Linda Shepard a call at Pinnacle Realty. Locally owned, your money stays right here, and she works for you and works hard. Give her a call at 989-295-7713. 295-7713. Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty. We'll be back with more calls after these notes.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Prescription products. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/radio. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free online visit. forhims.com/radio.
82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today, but you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/find. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? .com/find. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/find. That's ZipRecruiter.com/find.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
Saginaw Valley State University football is on WSGW.
He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Saginaw Valley.
SVSU lost a closely contested battle against number 25. Get any easier for the Cardinals, who visit Ferris State this Saturday night at 6:30 on 100.5 News Radio WSGW. Kickoff is 7 p.m. SVSU football is brought to you by United Financial Credit Union and Forward Energy.
Listen all season long as the Cardinals fly on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show, and we're going to go to Mount Pleasant, talk to Mark this morning. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you, sir?
We're doing well, thanks.
Hey, satire. Looking to see if, to stick on the cancel culture, the Where's Waldo, taking the white guy with glasses out and putting in a more diverse Where's Kamala. Page 1 would be an empty podium, and you would have to try to find her on there. And a stand. You could have the airport with all kinds of people trying to find Kamala. Page 3 could be the border. You could have Majorca up in the corner saying the border's closed.
Oh,
you have to find Kamala there.
Mark, you got
And
too
then
much
the
time on
fifth
your hands.
Well, Oh no, the fifth page would be like a birthday card where it pops out, and it would be Kamala and Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
Painting.
I was going to talk about California. I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, we haven't. Did you know 39 days after tomorrow's election, they can still change a vote
Who can? The voters?
out in California? Yeah, voters in California. After the vote, it was mentioned on the news that 39 days after tomorrow's vote, they can still change it.
I assume
I didn't know
that's right in, or that's mail-in ballots. Is that what they're talking about? I didn't know that either, so I had not heard that.
Yeah, I just caught it on the news. They said if the voter could change the mind, they have 39 days.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a tough election, to be honest with you, out there.
well, yeah, it is. I'm not going to be surprised if he doesn't get recalled in a state like California, but they've done it before. I mean, Ray Davis was the victim, and it'd only be the third time a governor has been pulled out like that. So I don't know. Anything is possible. It's been a roller coaster of polls over the last couple of months. But the big guns sure came out for him, and I think the big guns came out because they're worried that this could be indicative of the 2022 midterms.
All right.
So,
hey, do you got time for another topic?
real quick. Yeah, real quick. Go ahead.
Well, under Obama in the 2009, the unemployment was right around 8-9%. But the jobs, you couldn't find a job. But there were, 10 million people out of work at that time? There's jobs everywhere posted. There's 10 million people potentially out of work, but the unemployment's only at 5.34%. How does that number? I can't understand that number.
It's a percentage number. I don't know either. I mean, I know there's there's signs everywhere. People looking, employers looking for employees everywhere. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how this change in unemployment with the benefits reduced comes about and does anything. It hasn't done much elsewhere. They say they've only seen like a 1% increase, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out.
But are you saying that we could go to zero full employment?
You're never going to go to zero. Full employment is a lot more than zero.
Why? But if you're at already 5.3%. With 10 million people out of work, that's going to continue to make that number fall, right?
It depends on the jobs available, and it's a floating number. It's going to change every day. Listen right now. I don't understand it, and I'm not trained in high economics to understand it. But it's something you watch and you shake your head and you wonder why. I don't have the answer.
Right.
So, all right, Mark.
Fair enough.
Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Take care. Bye-bye now. In Saginaw, we find David this morning. David, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. How are you doing?
We're doing all right.
I would like to make a couple comments on Dr. Fauci. I like to call Dr. Flip Flop, by the way. And here's a man who's been in charge of the pandemic and in charge of all these viruses, correct? And he's been there for 40 years. And yet, how does a man hold it who never had a plan in case we had a pandemic? He never even had a plan in place. And I don't understand that, because that was his job. And a pandemic hit us, and he had no plan. No matter, I mean, it's not like sure it was a surprise pandemic, but you still got to have a plan in place in case we have one. Am I correct?
Yeah, I don't know that they didn't. It just may be that their plan didn't function well. I would find it hard to believe they didn't have some kind of plan in place. But obviously, this pandemic caught them with their pants down, so to speak. And the flip flop part, you have to remember that the pandemic was an evolving situation. I don't fault him as much for that, because the CDC was doing the same thing. As the pandemic mutated and took off, they began to realize certain things about it, so their recommendations changed according to that flow. But I think the point to be made is that it confused everybody, and that is the part that's troublesome. And with that, I'll tell you, we'll talk more about it next hour, but I got to run because I'm out of time here, David. But I appreciate the call.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Have a good one. We'll take our last break, and then we'll be back to close out this hour. But next hour is an open hour, and we'll have a lot more to talk about. All ahead here on the Art Lewis Show.
According to the National Institutes of Health, 30% of hospital admissions in older adults are drug-related, like taking meds at the wrong time. Hero Health simplifies medication management. The smart device stores up to 90 days worth of up to 10 different pills. It dispenses them at the push of a button. Try Hero risk-free for 30 days and get free contactless delivery. Just call 800-420-7550. That's 800-420-7550. 800-420-7550. Hero, medication managed.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. So 82% of you listening will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. 82% of you will note that if you're hiring, ZipRecruiter finds qualified people for your job. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And 82% of you will remember that you can try ZipRecruiter for free, but you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Yes, free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
All right, that'll do it for this first hour of the Art Lewis Show. We thank you for joining us here on WSGW. We will return with hour number 2, and it'll be an open line hour. Whatever you'd like to chat about, we'll have a couple of things to talk about, too. Before that happens, though, it's CBS News at the top of the hour, then the local report. I'll be back to chat with you right after the news.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The polls have just opened in California, and voters have begun deciding whether to recall Governor Gavin Newsom over the way he's handled the pandemic. It's a split decision in Walnut Creek.
You can walk up and down this. It's closed businesses. It's not good.
I know people don't love Gavin. I'm not the biggest Gavin fan either, actually, but I think it's a waste of money and we should wait till the next election.
CBS's Major Garrett is in Marina del Rey, where Democrats are confident they'll win.
5 weeks ago, Democrats admit the race was close and Newsom in real trouble. Why recall him now as opposed to waiting next year until the regular general election? It's just a year away.
That's a point. I think to get the guy out of there, he's not doing the job, obviously. So let's take a stand as Americans and get him out.
For the governor to lose this election, the polls would not just have to be wrong, but spectacularly wrong. That is possible, though not probable.
Newsom's chief rival, Republican talk show host Larry Elder. Torrential rain and wind gusts over 90 miles an hour as Hurricane Nicholas slammed into the coast. Galveston Mayor Craig Brown hopeful preparation will blunt the impact.
We started Saturday notifying our residents that we were going to have flooding. The main event would be a heavy rainfall if we get that. And so we advised our residents to take precaution and move to higher ground.
Nicholas has since powered down to a tropical storm, but not before flooding the Houston area, downing trees and knocking out power to more than 300,000 customers. The cost of supplies and labor are driving up consumer prices. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
When we take out the volatile food and energy categories, the core rate of inflation was up 4%. This is a strong rate of inflation, but it is beginning to moderate.
A move to save money turns costly in Pennsylvania. CBS's Jim Crisula explains.
Free rides, lots of them, are taking a toll on the finances of the Pennsylvania Turnpike. More than $104 million in tolls went uncollected last year as the agency fully converted to electronic tolling using a license plate camera system.
They disappeared from Earth thousands of years ago.
Mammoths are an extinct group of animals.
A team of scientists and entrepreneurs is hoping to genetically resurrect the woolly mammoth in Siberia. Overseeing the project, a researcher who edited elephant DNA by adding genes for mammoth traits like dense hair and thick fat. Outside researchers are deeply skeptical they'll be able to pull it off. The Dow is down 18 points, S&P off 2. This is CBS News.
Indeed helps you hire great. Delivers 4 times more hires than all other job sites combined, according to Talent Nest. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat his ED at a fraction of the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess what? Our sex life is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free online visit. forhims.com/radio.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses reach your lungs. But like any air filter, the more clogged up it gets, the less it works. So how do you clean your nose? I'm Martin Hoke, and I didn't invent nasal irrigation. The neti pot's been around thousands of years. But I did invent Navage to make cleaning your nose easy. Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Navage has over 70,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars because it works and it's easy to use. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, and Target. Now available with eucalyptus for a spa-like experience. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 71 degrees at 10:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Burchell. In a 6-1 vote, the Saginaw Township Board of Education has approved all K-12 students and staff. The vote followed recommendations from medical experts and concerned families. The mandate goes into effect September 20th, giving teachers and families time to be prepared for the shift in policy. Exceptions will be allowed when a student is eating or if they have a note from a doctor. There's no indication when the mandate will be lifted. A man accused of sexually assaulting 2 women and killing a teen girl and 2 adults has been found competent to stand trial following a psychiatric evaluation. 40-year-old Isaiah Gardenhire is charged with several felonies in multiple counties, including murder for the April 28th shooting death of 39-year-old Harley Owens, Coon Lennon, in their Lansing home. He's also charged in the death of 13-year-old Artie Dembowski and sexually assaulting her mother on June 6th, then holding a couple hostage in their home and sexually assaulting the woman occupants and stealing their cash and vehicle. In addition to charges including open murder, armed robbery, carjacking, first-degree home invasion, and first-degree criminal sexual conduct, Gardenhire was also out on a $7,500 bond for second-degree criminal sexual conduct in Mason County during the June 6th attacks. Gardenhire has a preliminary for 27th. He's currently being held in the Isabella County Jail on a $1.5 million bond. WSGW News Time 10:07.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh and Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
10 grand in cash makes for amazing memories. So get to Saguenay Eagles Landing for a September to remember. Starting at 5 p.m., we're giving away $1,000 to one lucky player every hour. Then at 10 p.m. each week, someone will take home the $10,000 cash grand prize. Now that's a September to remember. Only at Saguenay Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Watch it fun out. Visit Saguenay-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
WSGW News Time 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. The flooding caused by Hurricane Ida damaged thousands of cars, and some of those cars may actually be hitting the used car market soon, prompting a consumer alert. The Michigan Attorney General's office says without disclosure that they were flood damaged. The alert says to have the car inspected, check the history, look for signs of being submerged, and always physically inspect the car's paper title. Crews are still on site of a possible explosion and sinkhole in Detroit's southwest side where a building and road were damaged.
It was back of a marijuana dispensary here on Fort Street noticed their building had shifted. After smelling natural gas, DTE Energy was called. Then a section of Dearborn Street at the intersection here pushed up some 8 to 10 feet. The cause of all of this is still unknown.
We've talked to a lot of experts, and they all have said they've never seen anything like this. So it is very intriguing. We can't wait to get in there to see what caused this.
That's Detroit Chief Operating Officer Hakeem Berry. He says the first priority now is for DTE Energy to seal a gas main leak in the area. Then the business, Stash Detroit, which has been deemed a structural loss, will be demolished.
John Hewitt for the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services 1,093 new cases and 29 deaths related to COVID-19 on Monday. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in the state of Michigan is now more than 976,000, with total deaths at 20,535. Traverse City Police want people in Garfield Township to be aware. They say he had been removed from the area earlier this year, but recently he's found his way back. Residents say he's been going after their bird feeders, trash cans, and fruit trees. The DNR has placed bear traps in the area, which are clearly marked for public safety. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms possible late today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops with a high into the mid-80s. Winds turn southwesterly and increase around 10 to 20 miles per hour. For tonight, a chance for showers and storms early on. Mostly cloudy, a low near 57. Wednesday, sunshine, high of 76 degrees. Thursday, mostly sunny and a high around 79. Friday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine, high of 84. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 82 degrees. I'm meteorologist with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 70.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on. 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show. Open phones for this hour and a number of things to chat about. One of them we're going to start out with. I can't believe they did a study on this. They could have just asked and we would have told them. The headline of this article in The Hill social media making political polarization worse, according to this report. This was a report from the NYU Stern Center for Business and Human Rights. They argue that the tech platforms have failed to self-regulate, and government needs to step in and regulate for more transparency. They, of course, point to the January 6th riot at the Capitol. But, did they really need to do a study to know that social media has been polarizing this country? Really? But it poses some questions. How do you use social media? And what platforms do you use? Are you a Facebooker? Twitter, Instagram, and there's got to be 100 of them. I don't know them all. I don't even use the ones I do know. Rarely do I go on. I have accounts because I have to, but I don't use them very often. In other words, I don't go to Facebook every day and scan all the news and everything there and look around at all the other pages that are out there. I just don't do it. I have other things I'd rather do. And I don't trust the information. That's another big thing. I have to know my source. So how do you use social media? What platforms do you feel are important to you, and why? And there are some very legitimate reasons. I know a lot of folks that they keep track of their grandchildren. They can watch them. They can see them. We're using it right now, for example. The video feed that we feed of me sitting in my home doing this show goes out on a number of social media platforms. And I understand that. I understand the business side of social media. What I don't understand is the social side of social media. And I don't, it's hard to teach an old goat new tricks, an old dog new tricks. I'm 78 years old. Am I all of a sudden going to be a social media influencer? I don't think so. I don't think so. I went to a meeting one time, and the person that called the meeting invited me to this meeting, and there were about 22 people at this meeting. I was invited because I was considered to be a community influencer. And I don't know. I mean, I appreciated the thought, and I appreciate the thought that they think that, I have some influence. The reality is, I don't. I'm a talk show host. I talk for a living. I talk about topics we want to talk about. I interview people. And, I've never looked at it from the standpoint that, I can move the earth, hills, and mountains and make things happen. It's not reality. And I have to tell you, there are a lot of talk show hosts that really think they do move the world. Many, many years ago, I went to a talk show convention in Houston, Texas, and there was a panel up on the stage of these fairly well-known national talk show hosts. And if you asked them, you couldn't get up in the morning if they didn't tell you to. And I'm going, oh, come on now. Kind of full of yourself, aren't you? That's just the way I view it. But social media, I mean, yes, we broadcast on social media. But if you go to Facebook and watch this program, you know what you're getting. You know who I am. You make your own decisions based on it. There's so much that's anonymous, so much that you don't know what the source is, what the information is. Is it correct? Is it misinformation? Is it designed to manipulate you? It's all over the place. Let's see. We have John in Bridgeport. John, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How you doing today?
We're doing well. Hope you are.
Great, great.
You know, they talk about the social media, but it goes deeper than that. Back when we were young, you and I, we had Walter Cronkite.
Yeah.
Walter told you the news. He didn't put his opinion on it. He didn't put his slant on it. He told you news, and you figured out your own opinion.
Right.
The newspaper, for the most part, gave you the news. They didn't put their slant on it. They put their, you got your own opinion. Today, everybody's slanted. It's been slanted for a long time, before social media came out.
Well, here's let's separate talk shows from news for a moment, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because when you listen to a talk show, you can expect to get opinion. That's what they are. They're opinion shows. They don't hide that. Right. When you watch a newscast, you don't want opinion, but yet you get it. So there's a separate, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing in the newspapers. When you wanted opinion, you went to the editorial page. You assumed the rest of the newspaper was just giving you the news.
Right. Today, it's not that way.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some truth to that. And the old days, though, you know, when you and I grew up, it was simplified. I mean, the way we used to look at it, the pecking order, if you will, radio was immediate. It happened. We told you it's happening right now. After that, you went to television because you saw the pictures, and then you picked up the newspaper in the evening to read the details. And that was a natural progression. That's long gone.
Today you got 24-hour news.
And most of it isn't news. Most of it isn't.
Wants to break the news.
Yeah, but it's 24-hour. Well, we've always wanted to be. Let's clarify this. Every news outlet I've never known always wants to be first, and always has. Even in the old days, I mean, you know, breaking news, you wanted to be the first one because you wanted people to think you were the place to go. The only place to go for news, which of course is wrong. But the notion that the news now isn't slanted compared to what it used to be is just, you know, ludicrous. I remember at a conference one time, I was at a conference many, many, many years ago. Walter Cronkite spoke, and he was asked why he never ran for politics, because at the time, you'll remember, there were polls out in Cronkite's day that showed he'd be elected president of the United States in a heartbeat if he ever wanted it.
Yeah.
Well, the reality was, he said, look, I'm a newsman, and I do not mix news and politics. And that's something I remember that, and I will always remember that. He absolutely did not have the fire in the belly for politics because he didn't think the two mixed. So, I have always lived by that philosophy. But the reality is, talk shows are opinion. News shouldn't be.
Johnny Carson, he didn't mix politics.
No, he made fun of politics.
It was picked on both sides. Today, it is so slanted. It has been so slanted for quite some time. From Gerald Ford on, they killed Gerald Ford.
Pat at the station says Walter Cronkite gave his opinions regarding Vietnam and Watergate. He did, but you knew he was giving his opinion. He didn't mix it into the news. He gave you his opinion. It's one thing to say this is an editorial or an opinion. It's another thing to try and hide it. So, anyhow, okay. So, social media, quickly. Social media, do you use it?
Yeah.
And what do you use, just out of curiosity?
Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
I don't do Twitter. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Good enough. John, thanks. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye now. Saginaw Bay City, 752-6111, the toll-free 866-790 WSGW. On the Art Lewis Show, brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty for all of your residential and commercial real estate needs. Give Linda a call, 989-295-7713. 295-7713.
Hi, this is Mary Ann from Warden Interiors in Frankenmuth. Fall is on the way and cooler temperatures are just around the corner. It's time to warm up your home, and we don't mean the temperature. We're talking about making your home more inviting. Upgrades like window treatments, quartz or laminate countertops, hardwood, tile, luxury vinyl flooring, carpeting, and much more. We handle the best brands like Mohawk, Shaw, Hunter Douglas window treatments, Harndine, Armstrong, and so many more. To put it all together, our experienced design team at Warden Interior will help you find just the right look, catering to your personal taste for unique designs that will warm your home in any season. And our master installers make sure all the work is done right. See more at Warden Interiors, 355 North Main Street, to see all we can do to make your home shine this fall and every season afterwards. Warden Interiors on North Main Street in Frankenmuth will help you bring it all together.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit beefy, or even with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Affordable term life insurance is out there. Call Term Provider and speak with Big Lou at 800-481-1458 or visit biglou.com. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too.
The pandemic's reminded us we live in a sea of airborne germs that can assault us with every breath. Your nose is the body's first line of defense by helping filter out allergens, bacteria, and viruses before they reach your lungs. So how do you clean your nose? Navage uses powered suction to flush out mucus and germs that cause congestion, or worse, can make you sick. Over 2 million people use Navage to breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier without drugs. Go to Navage.com or find Navage at Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher after the latest reading on inflation showed a more modest increase than expected. Economists are speculating the Delta variant of COVID may be creating uncertainty. The Consumer Price Index rose 0.3% in August. Prices in the year ending in August were up 5.3%. Amazon is hiring 125,000 employees for its U.S. warehouse operations. It also says its average starting wage is now more than $18, though the starting minimum is $15 an hour. Amazon has also been paying bonuses. Chevron is tripling spending in its new low-carbon unit. Over the next 17 years, it expects to spend $10 billion. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
Guys, Untuckit agrees it's finally time. Time to update our closets with new clothes we actually want to wear. Time to think about going back to the office or choosing a new way to work. Time to enjoy the best of fall, like long walks in the park and hot coffee on a brisk day. And that means it's time to look sharp and feel comfortable all day with Untuckit. Shirts designed to be worn untucked. Discover the perfect fitting shirt today at untuckit.com. Aim for 20% off your first purchase at untuckit.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your practice with Lexicon. We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
Vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous, as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at exergen.com.
WSGW is your station for the Tigers.
Line drive to right field. This one's deep. Got a chance. Gone. Akil Baddoo with number 11. Swing the ground ball. Base hit into left field. In to score comes Castro. Akil Baddoo delivers a big run.
Tigers Baseball, brought to you in part by Lingle Equipment Company, your local auto owners agents, including Rummel Agency, Mayan Agency,
and Buck Insurance Agency.
Your home for Detroit Tigers Baseball is WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Continuing this conversation just for a moment or two about social media and its polarization of America. And I do think I think there's very little doubt that it has influence that way. There have been a lot of calls for government tightening regulations and, censorship and all of that stuff. I rather adhere to the philosophy of user beware. Now, I understand that there are those people who are susceptible to false information and misinformation and run with it like the wind. But the question is, do we lock down a system because a few people don't know how to use it? We don't take away your car because a few people speed on the highway. And I think this is the same situation. I'm not a big fan of censorship. And, the radio industry and the television industry have operated under restrictions for years, from the Radio Act of 1934 on. Newspapers were never restricted that way. Social media isn't restricted that way because it's not using what the founders of the Radio Act called the medium. That is, all the air that you breathe and that you live in is considered public property, and we as broadcasters, because our signals were transported through the air, had responsibilities in getting a license and what we had to do with that license and how we had to do it. And it's changed over time because the FCC's made a lot of stupid rulings, in my opinion, but that's beside the point. But still, we operate under a restricted set of rules that don't apply to anybody else. Now, if we carry this notion of us using the medium to transmit our signals, the medium owned by you, then why wouldn't that apply to social media, who for the most part is using Wi-Fi, which is either coming through cell phone towers, cable systems that don't just use cable, that transmit their signals by microwave towers and all kinds of other transmissions through the medium. Gee, why don't we apply the same rules to them? That's not going to happen. But understand the frustration from broadcasters. We have to live by a set of rules nobody else has to live by. Yet, in some ways, they do exactly what we do. Now, again, I'm not in favor of censorship. I don't believe in it, particularly government censoring anybody. Our founding fathers wanted just the opposite. They didn't want us to be censored so that we could report on the shenanigans of government and the positives of government. They didn't believe in censorship. And the courts, for the most part, have upheld that principle throughout history. Theoretically, the media was charged with the responsibility of being the watchdog of government. And when I say media, I'm referring to news. Media is a big word. I mean, if you drive down the road and you see a billboard, that's media. If you pick up a box of cereal and it's nicely decorated, that's media. Go to the movies, that's media. Media is a big thing. It's not just news. But we tend to refer to it that way, particularly when we're talking about negatives. So I go back to the original question. Why should we be encumbered with the rules that others who use the same techniques we use are not encumbered by those rules? Maybe it's time we look at that. Now, having said that, the rules governing broadcasters have shifted and changed over the years to be weakened to the point where, other than technical issues, they're almost non-existent. I mean, they're there, but nobody enforces them. But still, the industry is under the thumb of the government, so to speak. Now, I don't want the government being censors of anything. I don't want the government telling social platforms, you can't do this, you have to modify that. The government should not be the censor of anything at all. We, the people, are the censors. Now, when I say that, I know full well there are certain words I can't say on the radio that will get me fired, for sure, mainly because my boss is the censor when it comes to that. But government also has some rules in place that prevent you from using those words on the radio. And that's fine. I've lived with it all my life. But beyond that, what's role's government in censorship? I don't think there should be one. Now, in terms of transparency, if they're going to force the social media platforms to tell you how they decide what they withhold and what they allow to go through, that's fine. That's not censorship. But if they dictate what they can carry and what they can't carry, that's censorship. As much as I have a disdain for social media, I don't want to see them restricted by government. I'd rather they clean their own house. And also remember that in all these cases, the bottom line is there's a lot of money involved. They're not in business not to make money. I think Facebook is there just because they want to be. Oh, they're there to make money. Google is not there just because they want to be. They're there to make money, lots of it. All these social sites, they depend on your viewership, on your clicking into the site. And the influencers on those sites make money from them, sharing advertising dollars. Remember that it's all about money. First and foremost, it's business. Above all, because without it, you don't exist. It's that simple. Without it, you just don't exist. All right, we're going to take a break. Lines are open for you. Whatever you'd like to chat about. I've been off on this tirade, but you can talk about anything you want. We'll have some other things to bring up here in just a couple of moments on the Art Lewis Show. We'll be back.
One of the great tenors is coming. Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort proudly presents Jonathan Antoine, Saturday night, December 18th. The musical sensation of Britain's Got Talent, Jonathan Antoine. Tickets start at $25. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. The majesty and grace of one of the great young tenors, Jonathan Antoine at Soaring Eagle Casino. All of us here because we believe. Enjoy a magical Christmas with Jonathan Antoine, Saturday night, December 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino. It's on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes my home insurance so I only pay for what I need. I'm getting on in years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listen. This is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/find. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is, in fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/find. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/find. That's ZipRecruiter.com/find.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here. Connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services? Now. Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $119 for 90 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
Specialist Studios, 100.5 News Radio WSGW, 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show. Lines open for you. Off the serious topics for a moment, although this turns out to be a serious topic. Are you a Jeopardy fan? You watch the Jeopardy program? My wife and I are. And, of course, they don't consider themselves to be a soap opera, but they've turned out to be. If you watch the program, you know that Alex Trebek, the longtime host who hosted over 8,200 episodes of Jeopardy over the years, passed away in October from cancer, pancreatic cancer. And they started a process of guest hosts, including the executive producer, then executive producer of the program, Mike Richards. And from the beginning and through the whole litany of guest hosts, Richards came out on top in polling in terms of people wanting to see him as the new permanent host. And thus became the movement toward making Richards the permanent host, which Sony Pictures, which owns the show, finally decided to do. Only to find out that in his background there were some podcasts and writings and accusations of his negative comments on women and minorities and other things. And so he was unceremoniously dropped from the show. Not, however, before they recorded the first 5 episodes of the new season, which include the current champion, Matt Amadio, who has accrued over $642,000 in 19 wins. Well, since they recorded those programs and those contestants were already there and did their thing, even though they dismissed Richards, they are running those 5 episodes this week without mention of him becoming permanent host. And after a shot of the stage dedication yesterday, they now call it the Alex Trebek stage. The program began and Richards did his thing. Now, this was pre-recorded, so he didn't know what was coming. He was also dropped as executive producer of that show and The Price is Right, which he was executive producer of. So he's out. So what to do now? Well, one of the very highly rated guest hosts was Mayam Bialik. Now, Mayam is not only an actress, she happens to be a neuroscientist. She has a PhD in neuroscience and a very, very smart girl, and was well liked when she did the hosting of the show. She was excellent. So when they hired Richard to be permanent host, they also hired her to do the spin-off projects on ABC, some nighttime Jeopardy competitions that she will be hosting. Well, they're bringing her back now as guest host from next Monday through October 8th. And they say they're going to start a rotation of guest hosts again. And apparently, from what I understand, Mayam Bialik did not want the permanent gig, that is the daily grind show. Now, whether she changed her mind or not, I don't know, but she is coming back for a couple of weeks to fill in. And the soap opera continues. Now, Trebek had a philosophy that the guests and the competition were the stars of the show. And it is worth noting that Mike Richards had that same philosophy and ran the show in much the same way that that Trebek did. The game and the players were the star. He was very good at it. But what you say in the past comes back to haunt you. The thing about that, I don't know anyone, including myself, who haven't at some time in their life made some stupid comment they regret making. I think we've all done it. But all of a sudden, we're in this cancel culture society where one single misspeak and you're done. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying what Richard said was right. He was dead wrong in some of the stuff he said. And if he's being held accountable for it, so be it. That's Sony's privilege to do that. They work at their pleasure. But I am worried that in today's atmosphere, and this goes back to social media too, because a lot of people are judged by what they write on social media. For example, if you're active on social media and you're in some negative way and you go to apply for a job and the employer checks out your social media sites, you may not get the job. But I wonder if this pendulum is swinging so far one way or another, as it always does. We don't seem to be allowed to settle in the middle. Everything is one way or the other. Anyhow, got to take a break. Lines are open for you. Give us a call if you got something on your mind you want to talk about. That's fine with us.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed because of my wife's struggles with CPAP. I had to move. Out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
What you thinking about?
You don't want to know.
Come on, try me.
I'm thinking about everything I don't like about our kitchen.
This again. I think it's time to call a specialist.
Someone to make me forget how much our kitchen bugs me?
No, not a hypnotist. I'm a stone specialist to look at new quartz and granite countertops.
Ooh, that could make me forget the things that bug me about you.
Now that might take a hypnotist.
Not if we get new countertops. Then you'd have a clean slate.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Come on, that was funny.
Stone Specialists will handle your countertop upgrade from start to finish, from imagination to installation. They'll guide you through every step of increase the beauty and value of your home with Stone Specialists, now available by appointment to serve you better, with 2 locations in Burton and Midland at stonespecialists.net, or follow us on Facebook. Stone Specialists will handle your countertop upgrade from start to finish. Stone Specialists, bring the romance of natural stone to your home.
If you've been looking for a magnificent way to improve your landscape, don't miss the annual Fall Open House now through September 20th at Cluck Nursery. Enjoy 15% discounts on all of our evergreens, shrubs, ground covers, perennials, decorative mulch, and edging. Cluck's is also offering a shade and ornamental tree tagging discount. Stroll through our fields to hand-pick your shade and ornamental trees and save 20%. Choose from maples, locust, birch, flowering pear, flowering crab, weeping cherry, and many more varieties. Also enjoy 15% savings on our large assortment of potted trees, all ready for you to take in your landscape today. Be sure to register to win gift certificates throughout the open house event. Cluck Nursery is located at 1020 Van Warmer Road in Thomas Township. Visit us at clucknursery.com. Cluck's open house is going on now through September 20th.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Corum right up the hash. Blake Corum scores again. Touchdown, Michigan.
The Michigan Wolverines welcome Northern Illinois to the Big House. Live 11 on 100.5 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and Bob is in Reese, and that's where we're going to go next. Bob, good morning to you.
Morning, Art. I want to say thank you. You give us a platform for people to vent from time to time, and you're not just a talk show host. You have a lot of influence. So,
well, I appreciate the thought.
What is the job of the Secretary of State?
Well, he's, the chief diplomat, in effect. That's what he is. He is the chief diplomat.
Yeah, and the Secretary
of Defense is in charge of the military as a civilian.
Yeah.
But not the commander-in-chief. The commander-in-chief is the president.
What did you think of Blinken's answer yesterday? They inherited a date to leave, but they didn't inherit a plan.
Well, I didn't expect them to admit to failure. Let's put it that way. They're all in one way or another politicians, and they all do political speak, and they all manage to avoid the crux of the question.
I don't think it was a failure, Art. I think it was a plan.
A planned failure?
These people are traitors.
No. That's
Art.
Oh, no. Come on, now this is where politics gets in the way of reason. just because they see it differently than you do doesn't make them traitors. I don't listen.
$80 billion worth of military hardware for the enemy.
It was stupid.
Isn't treason? That's aiding and abetting the enemy.
No. Well, all right, you can look at it that way, but it's not true.
They ought to be dropped into Kabul.
Well, what they should have done.
And let them talk to those people directly.
What they should have done was gotten all the Americans and Afghan sympathizers that helped us out of the country before they announced that they were going to withdraw.
Well, yeah, they had 7 months to
They
do
should have
that.
done that. They should have done that. Instead of announcing to the world and your enemy, here's what we're going to do. What did they expect to happen? What did they expect to happen?
Well, that's what I mean, Art.
It's stupid.
I'm just a farmer truck mechanic, and I could figure that much out.
Yeah.
And they're being paid. They're being paid to do a job like that.
Yeah, no, this was a serious error in judgment. There's no two ways about that in my book where I sit. And now, I also realize there's people that don't view it the way I do, but that's the way I view it.
Do you realize the horror and the terror and the murder that they've?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, they ought to be taken out and strung up.
Well, yeah, they're not.
If look at the people that went in the Capitol. Merrick Garland that went in investigating the people that went into the Capitol. What harm did they do?
Oh no, that was a travesty. Don't try and compare apples to oranges here.
That's for sure.
They were dead wrong. They rioted.
The people walked in there. The videos of
Right, walked in with chairs smashing windows and attacking the guards. And yeah, come on now, let's be realistic. This is where politics gets in the way of realism.
There were videos of police cars escorting.
All right. Okay. All right. All right.
The people caught out with helmets on.
Okay. I'm sorry. That was not a good day for the U.S.
Yeah, it was, Trump was, he wanted to give his people a chance to hopefully have a say in this thing.
Have a say or dictate?
A say.
Well, they have a say. They're citizens of the country. They can express their voices. They can express their voices without breaking into the governmental institution of the Capitol.
Yeah, well, there wasn't Trump people that broke into the Capitol.
You don't think any of them were Trump people? They were probably a mix. But now, at the same time, I'm not laying this on Donald Trump. Don't misunderstand what I'm saying here. Because there was a big rally, and it was, for the most part, a peaceful rally. And that's the way you express yourself. I had no problem with that.
Right.
But the hundreds that broke into the building, I have a problem with.
Yeah, well, yeah, the people that were scaling the back wall. And
breaking the windows and tearing up Pelosi's office and doing all of that stuff. I'm sorry.
Those people that were climbing the walls came with equipment to do so. They had helmets on.
Yeah.
People that
so they planned to do it.
Didn't wear helmets.
Right. They planned to do it. That's why I said I'm not laying this on Donald Trump.
Nancy organized that?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Come on now. Listen, politics can be blinding. And that's unfortunate. Because then we don't see the realities.
Right.
And if you think only one side is bad and the other side never does anything wrong, I'm sorry, I don't live to that.
Hillary Clinton getting 600 plus, she could beat Bernie Sanders.
No, listen, there's a lot they've done that should be investigated. No two ways about it.
Absolutely.
No two ways about it. But he who has the power wins. And that's the way it goes. So you need to get the power back before you can do those things.
Yeah, well, if they get their election law through, we'll never get back into power.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. And remember, power changes regularly. You're liable to see it in 2022. You're liable to see a big shift in the power structure of Congress. And with that, I got to run because I'm out of time.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye now. We'll be back to close out after these notes.
Great Lakes Bay Health Centers would like to remind you that building a defense against COVID-19 will take all of us. That's why we're proud to offer not only COVID testing, but also free COVID vaccines at multiple locations. Visit GreatLakesBayHealthCenters.org for comprehensive and times near you. The only way this pandemic will end is with us. So let's all do our part to stay healthy and get vaccinated. Please remember to continue following safety measures to keep yourself, your family, and our community safe. Together, we can finally end COVID-19.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And 82% of you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today. But you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio, like where this ad plays. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Yes, radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
He raids your fridge.
Yada brada.
Borrows your car without asking.
Scratches? What scratches?
He's your brother-in-law.
I'll pay you back.
It's yours, and there's nothing you can do. But when identity thieves want to take what's yours, you can do something. LifeLock by Norton monitors your info and alerts you to potential threats. If you become a victim, they can help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com using promo code NEWS.
Vaccines are not enough, and accurate thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous. Sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Well, as the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun, and I'm always having fun chatting with you, and time's gone. So we will be back tomorrow with lots more on the Art Lewis Show. Stick around for Focus. We're going to take a look at Rocket Grab Plus today, tell you some of the great deals that are out there where you save at least 50%. More on that next hour. Before that, though, CBS comes along to bring you up to date on what's happening in the world and in the nation. We'll have the local report for you. And then I'll be back with Focus. We will do that right after the news, which is next.
From the Stone Specialist Studios, this is WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Facet Wealth.
I'm Steve Kafen. Voters are casting ballots right now on the Republican bid to recall California Governor Gavin Newsom.
I believe he will be recalled. I hope for our state.
CBS's Major Garrett has more on what Newsom's top advice.
There is no scenario, their words, no scenario in which the governor loses this recall election. That, they said, was based on public polls, their own internal polls, and what they described as heavy early Democratic turnout. That confidence notwithstanding, here is what we know. 8 million ballots have already been sent in this recall election. California spent more than $200 million to hold it, and Gavin Newsom, the governor, has plowed more than $65 million into the effort to keep his job.
Along the Texas coast, more than a foot of rain has come down. hurricane, now a tropical storm. CBS's Janet Shamlian is weathering the storm outside Houston.
In the community of Kemah, a coastal community, you can see what hours of rain has done to the roads here. But it is not just the rain. That wind has plunged communities into darkness, and the number of customers without power is growing.
CBS News meteorologist Jeff Baradelli.
The heaviest rain in the northeast corner of Texas and into southwestern Louisiana. 2-inch-an-hour rainfall rates and the tornadoes on the northeast side.
Two outgoing FDA experts joined with other international scientists to suggest in a Lancet piece that COVID booster shots are not needed right now for most people. Dr. Mark Klein is at Children's Hospital in New Orleans.
It may well be that once the FDA has an opportunity to review all of the data and the advisory committee of the CDC looks at this, that they recommend boosters for some groups of people and not for others. But I think we've just got to give it a little bit of time.
Heads up for users of iPhones. CBS's Vicki Barker on a software fix after a disturbing discovery.
Apple's security team reportedly worked around the clock after a citizen cybersecurity watchdog last week discovered all its devices could be infiltrated by the Pegasus spyware developed by Israel's NSO group. Governments and criminals use the spyware to invisibly access targets without the user's knowledge.
The government says consumer prices rose a lower than expected 0.3% last month. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger says it's the smallest monthly increase in 7 months.
Next week, the Federal Reserve is going to meet, and these higher than expected inflation rates will be top of mind, although most economists the Fed will shift its policy.
And checking Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 196 points. The NASDAQ is down 20 points. This is CBS News.
Facet Wealth, personalized and affordable financial planning for everyday Americans. No wealth or asset minimums. Quality financial advice for every stage of your life.
There's never been a better time to switch to Spectrum Mobile. You could save hundreds of dollars on your mobile bill. Plus, there are no added taxes, hidden fees, and no contracts. Try the Spectrum Mobile Savings Calculator today, and in 3 easy steps, save by switching. Visit spectrummobile.com/save. Spectrum Internet required. Savings may vary. Restrictions apply. Visit spectrummobile.com/save for details.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll remember the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
RocketGrabPlus.com. The days of paying full price are over. And at RocketGrabPlus.com, we are always here to give you the deals that you need. You can get tons of half-off deals going on right now from Fat Matt's Barbecue, Joyce's Purple Palette, Kitchen Kings, 3rd Gen Tire and Service Center, Woody's Hot Dogs, King's Fish and More, and the Hamptons Boutique Tanning and Salon. Half off? Yeah, it's true. And it's all at RocketGrabPlus.com. RocketGrabPlus.com.
From the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly cloudy skies and 73 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Police in Saginaw have arrested a man wanted in connection with the murder of a woman on July 5th. 23-year-old Nala Wallace was killed by gunfire and was found on the front porch of a home in the 1800 block of Burnham. On September 9th, police arrested 39-year-old Ramiro Garcia during a traffic stop. Garcia is charged with open murder and felony firearm. He's being held without bond. A sudden loss of soil strength under saturated conditions most likely caused dams to collapse last year and contributed to flooding that forced evacuations of around 10,000 people. That's according to an interim report commissioned by federal regulators. A 5-member independent forensic team said there's strong evidence the failure of the Edenville and Sanford dams during steady rain in May 2020 came from static liquefaction. The report says that's the most plausible principal mechanism for the failure. The 42-page interim report says the team has essentially completed investigation into the physical mechanism of the failure, but evaluation of human factors is still in progress. A final report is pending. This Friday, Midland's Bullock Creek High School football team plays at Carleton, and veterans, active military, and first responders can watch the game for free. Kickoff time is 7 p.m. The following day, the Carleton Lions Club is hosting a competitive cornhole tournament. A portion of the proceeds from the event will be given to the VFW Post 1859, while another portion is dedicated to the Lions Club. For more information, send an email to Craig Douglas at douglascraig97@gmail.com. WSGW News Time 11:07.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-990-6271 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. Been thinking about trying Viagra or Cialis? Call U.S. Pharmacy at 800-990-6271 for as little as only $1 pills. Need your package in a hurry? Call 800-990-6271 and ask about our express shipping option, and we'll rush your order to you as soon as possible. Save money on the little blue or yellow pill you've been wanting to try. Again, 800-990-6271 now. That's 800-990-6271.
WSGW News Time 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A Boston University professor died over the weekend when he fell about 20 feet through a rusted-out staircase near a train station. University and law enforcement officials say David Jones, an associate professor in the university's School of Public Health, died on Saturday. State police said in a statement, the death of the 40-year-old Milton man is under investigation. Health experts are sounding the warning bells to get vaccinated to prevent another surge of COVID-19. Health reporter Dr. Deanna Lights has the
Cases of COVID-19 are up across the state. Dr. Adnan Munkara is Executive Vice President and Chief Clinical Officer for Henry Ford Health System.
What we are seeing consistently now is that this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. The majority of people who are being in the hospital and who are getting very sick are people who are unvaccinated.
The CDC recommends those 12 and older get the COVID-19 vaccine.
Dr. Deanna Lights, the Michigan News Network.
The Lake County Sheriff's Office is warning people there could be scammers impersonating a deputy. Several people in the community have reported receiving the call. They're able to spoof the non-emergency number, so it appears the call is coming from the Sheriff's Office. Deputies will not call people about warrants or request any money over the phone. September is National Preparedness Month, and the Michigan Department of Insurance and Financial Services is reminding college students and other renters about the importance of purchasing a renter's insurance policy to protect their belongings in the event of a storm damage, fire, or theft. Many Michiganders who rent an apartment, house, or dorm room are unaware their personal belongings are not covered by their landlord's property insurance. Typically, the landlord's policy only covers structural damage to the landlord's to renters' personal belongings. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It is 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW Weatherology Forecast. We'll see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms possible late today. Otherwise, partial sunshine develops with a high into the mid-80s. Winds turn southwesterly and increase around 10 to 20 miles per hour. For tonight, a chance for showers and storms early on, mostly cloudy, a low near 57. Wednesday, sunshine, high of 76 degrees. Thursday, mostly sunny and a high around 79. Friday, plenty of blue skies and sunshine, a high of 84. Then by Saturday, mostly sunny skies, a high around 82 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology Forecast. Currently, it's 74.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Focus here on WSGW. Focus sponsored by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com. And remember, that's Max with 2 X's. Or call Ben at 859-6751. That's RoofMax. And we thank them for their sponsorship. No guest today. We're going to take a look at rocketgrabplus.com and take a look at some of the great things available on it. We're going to start out with an item that says out of stock, which is a good time for me to remind you that when these things come about and you are notified there is an item on rocketgrabplus.com, don't hesitate to go look for it because they are limited in many cases. This was a certificate for Biggie's Sports Grill, a $25 certificate for $12.50, but it says out of stock. They're open Monday to Friday, 4 to 10 p.m., Saturday and Sunday, noon to 10 p.m. You head to Biggie's and check out their 2 patios for outdoor dining, 30 beers on tap, including the Moose New Country Ale. And for dinner, you can try their half-pound prime Angus burgers, hand-tossed pizzas, including a cauliflower crust for any gluten-sensitive patrons, or try their really famous nacho, big enough for 2, but you might not want to share it. Biggie Sports Grill certificate temporarily out of stock. Again, when you hear these things are coming up and it's something that might interest you, don't wait, or you will miss the opportunity. Here's a place I know we will be later on this fall. It's a great place. It's Johnson's Giant Pumpkin Farm. Here is their Family Fun Pack. This is a $35 value for only $17.50. And it's time for family fun at Johnson's Giant Pumpkins. They're back with the Family Fun Pack that includes 4 passes to the corn maze and 2 pumpkins. They're now open. They opened September 11th. This past weekend they opened, and they will be open until October 31st, 7 days a week, Monday 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., Tuesdays through Sundays 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So this is good for this season, and the season runs through October 31st. Johnson's Giant Pumpkin Family Pack, $35 value, only $17.50 at rocketgrabplus.com. And remember, if you were an old Rocket Grab user, it was rocketgrab.com. You now have to go to Rocket Grab Plus, re-sign up. No cost, it's free. You get notifications every week of the items that are up online. And you choose whether you want to buy them or not. It's that simple. So it doesn't cost you anything to be a member and doesn't cost you anything to look. Next up, we have a $100 gift certificate for $50 to Uplift. This is for a party of 4, including 2 adults and 2 youth, for a tie-dye session at Uplift Creative Center in Midland or Bay City. A $100 value for only $50. Uplift Creative Center is a place where you can come in and be creative in many, many ways, from learning how to tie-dye, acrylic and resin painting. There are parties, soap making, crochet, knitting, much more. Event hosting, private parties, a unique place to shop for anyone on your gift list, full-service t-shirt printing, embroidery, lots of great things going on. So you leave your troubles at the door, you come in and create. The deal includes 4 t-shirts, dye, and supplies. It's a unique family fun experience. It's a wearable piece of art. Tie-dye, very popular. Again, a $100 value for only $50 on RocketGrabPlus.com. You save, as you always do, 50%. Next up, a full synthetic oil change plus free pair of wiper blades and more. A $110 value for only $39.99 at the Third Gen Tire and Service Center. The deal includes a full synthetic oil change up to 5 quarts, plus a free pair of wiper blades. The deal also includes a free 35-point inspection, complete lube, filter, and all fluids topped off at no extra charge at Third Generation Auto in Bay City. They're located at 3720 South Huron Road in Bay City. A $110 value for only $39.99 on RocketGrabPlus.com. That's a huge savings. How about that? We're going to take a break, and we will be back with more deals on Rocket Grab Plus here on Focus. More coming up.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun. Of your shingles. Everyone loves to save money. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money. Guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. Retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Prescription products require an online consultation. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information.
My husband's ED was affecting our marriage. When he first started experiencing ED, it was difficult for both of us. We didn't know who to talk to about it or where to get help. HIMSS was our answer. HIMSS connected my husband with a licensed provider online. He was able to get medication to treat the price people pay for the name brand. It was delivered to our door, and guess is back. It works.
Right now, get your first online provider's visit totally free when you go to forhims.com/radio. Yep, free. No copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Just the care you need.
Thanks to HIMSS, we got our sex life and our marriage back.
To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, forhims.com/radio. That's forhims.com/radio for your free online visit. forhims.com/radio.
Vaccines are not enough. Thermometers are essential for everyone. COVID is once again a major concern, and fever is the key symptom for both the flu and COVID. An accurate thermometer, like the Exergen temporal scanner, is essential to detect fevers early and reliably. Studies have shown that non-contact thermometers are ineffective and therefore dangerous, as they create a false sense of security. Exergen is working with a single focus to ensure that everyone who needs an accurate thermometer can purchase one. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. ACY.
Direct from the Stone Specialist Studios, this is 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back with you on Focus, brought to you by Roof Max, where we are focusing on RocketGrabPlus.com today, telling you about some of the great deals. Here's another food one, and this is a good one. You have seen them all over the place. Fat Mats Barbecue. They are everywhere with Real Pit Barbecue. $20 gift certificate only costs you $10. Fat Mats Barbecue certificate. You can find Fat Mats Barbecue at various locations this summer or book them for your private party or event. Check them out for some delicious ribs, pulled pork, beef brisket, and, of course, their famous mac and cheese parfait. And this certificate, by the way, is good through July 8th of 2022. $20 gift certificate for only $10 to Fat Mats Barbecue. Good stuff, to say the least. Next, we have an infrared sauna visit. This is a $15 value for $7.50. Book your appointment at the infrared sauna at Hampton's Boutique. Pain relief from rheumatoid arthritis, relaxing muscle spasms, increases blood circulation, clears rashes and acne, cardiovascular conditioning, reduces cellulite, removes toxins and mineral waste, it reduces stress and fatigue, and enriches skin tone. Infrared sauna, $15 value for only $7.50 at Hampton's Boutique. Good deal. All right, let's continue on. Here's a Verispa spray tan, a $35 value for $17 from Hampton's Boutique. Here's something a little bit different. This is a neat place called Purple Palette. It's a $25 gift certificate for only $12.50. Take one of their awesome classes. You buy 2 of these gift certificates and you get a free gift from Joyce, by the way. They have a variety of different classes on site where you can decorate your own cornhole boards, planters, benches, signs, and more. Drop-ins are welcome. Joyce's Purple Palette also does private parties for birthdays, bachelorette parties, you name it, on site or at your location. Joyce's Purple Palette is located in the Auburn Plaza. All products in the store, including their paint, are made in the USA, most right here in Michigan. And they also carry a variety of handmade jewelry, candles, home decor, and clothing from local vendors. Again, a $25 certificate for only $12.50. You're saving half price. Hampton's Boutique, a $20 gift certificate for only $10 to the boutique. Also, a $33 certificate for $16.50 for a KBL Level 6 tanner at Hampton's Boutique. Want more food? 4 hot dogs from Woody's Hot Dogs in Saginaw. $10 value costs you $5. Kingfish and More certificate, $20 for only $10. And a gift certificate to the Kitchen Kings in Saginaw, a $25 value for only $12.50. Those are some of the things you're going to find on RocketGrabPlus.com when you visit. Sign up for free notifications as to when new items come on every week. RocketGrabPlus.com. And that'll do it for RoofMax, sponsor of Focus, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out more about RoofMax online, roofmax with 2x's.com, or call Ben at 989-859-6751. RoofMax, our Focus sponsor. Back to close out after this.
Small business owners know cutting costs without cutting quality is tough. How do you trim expenses without hurting your business? Easy. Get Spectrum Business. 489-2212. Switch to Spectrum Business and you can get the best internet and phone services for half of what you're paying today. Cutting costs can be easy when you get Spectrum Business. Just call 888-489-2212. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
So the dream was to build your very own law practice. Be your own boss, call all the shots. But have things like billing, HR, timekeeping, and all the other management stuff turned your dream into a nightmare? Take charge of your... We're the intersection of practice management software and legal support services for your firm. You'll get more billable and livable hours back. Lexicon marks the spot for all your practice management needs. Visit lexiconservices.com/intersection to get the whole story or schedule a demo.
Oh, according to research, 82% of people remember radio ads. That means that 82% of you listening right now will remember that this is an ad for ZipRecruiter. If you're hiring, 82% of you will recall that ZipRecruiter makes hiring faster and easier. And you will note that you can try ZipRecruiter for free today, but you have to go to ZipRecruiter.com/find. 82% of you will keep in mind that ZipRecruiter's technology finds qualified people for your job and actively invites them to apply.
Scott, is that you? Who are you talking to?
82% of you will also know that I live with my mom. But the most important thing to note is that ZipRecruiter works. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Will you be part of the 82% who remember where you can try ZipRecruiter for free? It's ZipRecruiter.com/find. Again, that exclusive link is ZipRecruiter.com/find. That /find.
I'm attorney Jerry Reif, and I have practiced elder law, estate planning, asset and business protection planning in Michigan for over 3 decades. As a veteran, I've also helped veterans and their spouses benefit from special VA programs. Many of you have attended my monthly workshops. In this time of restrictions on personal interaction, I am offering a webinar entitled Estate Planning Blunders, available on my website at jerryreiflawyer.com. Please join me to learn the 5 biggest estate planning blunders. Number 1, making poor choices with your medical and financial power of attorney. Number 2, leaving your IRA to probate and creditors. Number 3, not updating your beneficiary designations. Number 4, failing to have a current health care directive, leaving a trust unfunded.
To locate the webinar on the website, look for the button on the left-hand side entitled Masterclass, and you will be able to view the webinar at your convenience. After viewing, feel free to book a call to answer your questions, or you can have the webinar emailed directly to your inbox by calling my office at 989-790-1461.
Tom Sullivan, weeknights at 7 on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW.
All right, that'll do it for Focus this morning. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back tomorrow with lots more. We're going to move over now for the Farm Show with Terry Henney. That follows right after these notes.
Take a sleigh ride with the Beach Boys at Soaring Eagle Casino.